The Inside Out program started as the dream of American missionary Beth Thusner. While she was living in New Zealand, she was struck by the amazing natural talents of New Zealand's young people, and she decided to offer them a chance to share their stories while also being introduced into their local church communities. Creative support from people around the world, together with a Penrose church community and local trusts, made it possible for the first Inside Out program to start. From that first project, 3 films were made, each telling the story of a student's life.
Your dad hits you because he cares for you. And my dad hits me because of anger.
There's always good in all these lives, and whenever I think about the kids, they are in a place where it's outside of their own control. They cannot control the environment they live in.
Frances Lange, pastor of Streams Community Church, saw the Inside Out program as a unique way to reach the young people in her community. She became a leader for the project and has now run 3 programs and says the changes that she's seen in the young people have been significant.
So you see them totally change, you know. And I've seen for Inside Out and that vehicle in giving to these young people for them to accomplish something that is far greater, far bigger, you know, than what they can even imagine.
Wayne Taylor is just one of the success stories from Inside Out. His story illustrates the importance of Christian influence in his life, giving him good direction on his life journey. Wayne's film, Starting Over, has been seen around the world via the web and through a limited DVD release. It depicts a boy's story of loneliness, of not having his parents around, and the effect that alcohol abuse has had on his life.
I just wish he had a mum and dad, you know, because then help out with the bills and stuff, you know. It's pretty hard for a single parent. You know, you see it as a kid, you know, your parents struggle. Suppose that's what my mum went through, you know. She struggled. She didn't really know how to balance things. But yeah, if you had a 2-parent family, you know, things are a lot easier for you. You got 2 incomes coming into your household, you know.
Wayne's father and mother split up when Wayne was just a boy. Although they tried to reconcile, they both felt they were better living apart.
There was a connection between me and Ivan because we both liked outdoors. We liked the outdoors, we loved kids, and we had a lot of love for one another in that way, we did. But because it was we're too headstrong. We were both just very, very headstrong people.
We did the whole thing. Went through counselling, everything. You know, I tried everything humanly possible to try and make things right, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and you've just really got to get your head down and get on with life and carry on.
Frances Lange remembers the first time Wayne opened up about his life.
He was in that place where he didn't really know where he belonged, because in his eyes, he had 3 different sets of family. He had his mum, he had his dad, and he had his dad's family with the other children. So he went on and said, this is why, you know, he was in this group of boys. They kind of hang out together.
Wayne ended up spending his time with his mates tagging on the streets of Auckland. A path that should have ended in crime and dysfunction ended when his father started taking him to church. It was there that Wayne was introduced to Christian mentors and eventually to the Inside Out program. In 2009, Wayne's story was given an International Film Award. The judges of the Campfire Film Festival, held in Melbourne to promote interfaith dialogue, chose Wayne for the Youth Film Award. With the support of some good sponsors, he was able to travel to Melbourne for the presentation.
For the Youth Award, could Wayne Taylor, who made the film Starting Over?
Hey, g'day mates. Just like to say a big thank you to my family for coming down on the second row. Scott for producing my movie, helped me edit it. It was like one of the first movies I made about 3 years ago, and my church for getting me into it, my dad for pushing me to church, So cheers, everyone.
Wayne has now left school, has a full-time job, and is hoping to join the police force. Through God's work in his life, he found people who believed in him, enough to offer him a chance to shine.
Gonna be catching these little scoundrels on the street. Nah. Yeah, probably though. I'll probably be driving my big Holden VE down the road, giving out tickets for speeders. You know, hopefully by 5 years' time I should be a dog handler or in the SWAT or armed defenders squad. You know, that's where I want to go.
I always believe that, you know, in our Christian walk, the closest that people will know who Jesus is by your life and my life. That's probably the closest they can even get to the Bible, you know. So, you know, it's difficult for you to pull them into churches and things like that, but when you connect to them and walk with them and live a good Christian model to them, that's what, to me, that's what draws them, because they know there's something different about these people.